Because got the mic turned down.
Let's try that again.
Let's try that again. We did the pew 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 with the volume all the way down. So just close your eyes and imagine us doing the pew 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 pew. And also, Sweet Pea Farm of New York. Imagine us saying, "Welcome, Sweet Pea Farm of New York. You're the first one here." Because we did recognize you right off the bat. And I was like, why isn't my mic lines going? And I looked down and I was like, whoop whoop. So we're gonna let that catch up before you guys, because everybody's saying no sound, and I'm like, yeah, I had the mic turned off. I'm sorry. My son knows we're live, and he's gonna send me stuff.
Really?
Yes.
What a dork.
What a dork. So, who all do we have in here? We got Copper Kettle Farms in the house.
What's
Geeky
up?
Gardens, TJ Miller.
Love my pants. They're my Wonder Woman pants.
You made those, didn't you?
No, they would match somebody's Wonder Woman scarf set. I'm just saying.
Who has a Wonder Woman scarf set? Industrial Homestead.
Well,
hello.
That's a new name. Welcome.
Yep. How are y'all doing? I know we've been like, well, I'm going to let everybody else get on in here for a second. Cause
I put the link in the...
did you now?
I did.
Did
Although
you
I don't
now?
know what that's all about. But
That's because when we started it, we was on the black screen because I was trying to do a little like dun 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 with the logo with the transition coming in since we didn't have the commercial today, and I did it
Just
wrong.
didn't happen.
No, did it wrong. Doing it wrong. So speaking of you doing it wrong, I talked to Jay Knoll.
Did you now?
Yep, I talked to Jay Knoll Zero this week. He's doing good, busy with his bait business.
Is he doing bait stuff right now?
Yep, he was in Pittsburgh when I talked to him, and then he was headed home, and then I think he had to go somewhere else. But it was very funny because Jay Knoll quit YouTube about, what, a year ago?
Probably close to a year ago, yeah.
And because his bait business really took off. And, you know, Jano and I met
several years ago.
And we became instant friends, instant connection, instant buddies. And so now we take turns staying in touch. We call each other about every other month or once a month, and we flip. And it's always funny.
Whoever's turn it is.
It's always funny when we end the conversation, like, all right, it's your turn. And don't be calling me in like 5 minutes talking about, I called you back, now it's your turn.
Yep, that happens all the time.
And that's how we end the thing. And I said it to him, he's like, yeah, I know the rules. You know, but
if he called you, it's your turn now.
No, I called him.
Oh, I thought he called you.
No, it was my turn.
Oh.
And so I called him. And the funny thing is I kind of slacked off a little bit because we got so busy with the stuff around here that, you know, I missed a couple months. And he was like, you know, I was just getting ready to call you in a day or so. I was thinking about you. And I said, well, it was my turn anyway. He's like, was it? I thought it was my turn. I thought I was being a bad friend. I said, no, it was me this time. But the reason why I bring him up.
2016.
Okay.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yep. Sorry, I had to go look at the pictures where I was telling him he was doing it wrong.
And the reason why I bring him up is because we got, you know, when we talk, we check in with each other. How's your garden doing? How's this doing? How's the kids doing? How's this, you know, this,
right.
that, and the other. And it's funny thing, his corn flopped like our corn did. But he is actually doing
Hey, Art.
tomatoes the exact same way
It was crazy.
that we're doing. And he said the exact same thing. He said, I'm not doing them any other way. He said they're doing amazing right now.
It was so funny because this morning I was out weeding and I looked at Jason and I was like, I am not doing tomatoes any other way ever again. This is the way we will do tomatoes from now on. And he was like, that's really strange. And I said, why? He said, because I talked to Jane all yesterday, and he said almost verbatim what you just said.
Woo! Smoking Reptiles in the house.
Hey, what's
Smoking
up?
Reptiles Homestead. What's going on? Long time no see. Mark is in the house. Mark Krager's in the house. Long time no see there, my buddy. Lost dude. Super 5 just dropped the part to the GoPro.
You're so silly.
Yeah, but it'll be alright. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny because we were talking about the bamboo trellis, and Jane was like, "Yeah, I put mine on a trellis too." I mean, he's up there in the mountains in Ohio, so he ain't got no bamboo.
Probably not bamboo, right?
And we got to talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing them any other way."
Well, I mean, just straight up the cost. Even if you're building a trellis out of sticks or even wood, you're gonna come out much.
Just don't build it out of straw or bricks.
Or bricks. You're such a butt face.
Because I don't think straw would do very well.
But
and bricks, that's just not cost effective.
Cost-wise,
that's a lot of bricks
it's much more cost effective to do, and it's definitely between that and the spacing, like making sure that I spaced them out properly.
Well, I mean, J-Mo said, he put his even a little bit closer together and got more per row. And I was like, I kind of thought you put these a little bit closer together too.
No, I spaced these out way more than I normally do, and
the Russian truckers are in the house.
I'm very happy. The only thing that I'm having an issue with, and I'm sure a lot of you have dealt with this, is that almost every single one of my tomatoes, it's either when I got them, and keep in mind, these are the ones that we rescued. These are not ones that we purchased or planted.
I really wish you wouldn't say
I got from the plant
rescue.
I got them from the plant shelter.
No. No, you sent that. You put that TikTok out there, and look all the way across the pond. Look at that crane, blue crane.
I see him.
Blue heron.
You need to stop that because I thought I was about to see Freckles walking down the board.
No, I'd have been. Look, we would have had to go back and edit this live stream with a big, 2-minute long bleep, because I would have lost my religion if that big monkey would have come walking up.
So anyway, I am having where they are. It's like they're forking, or there's it's either two plants where when they were planted at Bonnie, it was two plants and they kind of grew together and then up, or the actual plant has forked and now I have two separate plants that are trying to grow up, and so I'm trying to decide whether I need to just tie in an extra string up top and treat each as a separate plant, which is what I think I'm going to do. I'm probably going to work on that. But I went in and, you saw, and I will tell you the hardest part of this morning was taking all of those clippings and not putting them in water to grow more tomato plants.
You didn't put them in water?
No, I did not. I put them all in. Now, here's the funny part. I put them all in the compost. So, I'm not responsible if the tomatoes all of a sudden take over the compost.
If I get a tomato plant, oh, man, they are going to root. They are going to root because we just put all that cow manure in there from... Did you put them in after or before?
Before.
They're still going to root.
Because we did that before we went and did the filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
They're going to root. We're going to get tomatoes growing in our compost bin.
Yeah. So, anyway.
What's up, Mama Z?
Geeky Gardens. I've had a lot of tomatoes fork this year, many different varieties. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of at the, I'm growing what we picked up from the, because everything that I tried to grow kept getting eaten by field mice that were coming in from the fields right over here. And so I wasn't meant to grow anything from seed this year, apparently. So, but I will tell you, Lost Dude, on a lot of them, it almost looks like some of them come up out of the ground as two. But there are some where it looks like it's one, and then, it's like that, and then they fork. So, I have a little bit of both. So I'm really not sure. I mean, I know I've seen people where they, clip one, and they go based off of, the flowers that are on there, but I don't know. In the interest of trying to keep airflow, I've definitely gone and trimmed things down from a certain height, but other than that...
Look, your Whacking Hut.
Wakatomica.
Nah, it's Whacking Hut.
Wakatomica, what's up? So we've had... I think that baby skunk is responsible for my lack of peppers this year. Oh no!
That's a stinky situation.
It is.
Very stinky.
Lone Star, what's up, Jonathan? How's your wife doing?
It's getting close.
He posted a picture this week. She's absolutely beautiful. She's 36 weeks, I think, is what he posted.
Yeah.
She just,
Okay, Jonathan, word of advice. Because you're going to be very tempted, and I hope you haven't done this yet. Do not be drinking a drink, and then with your wife beside you, look at her and say, hold this, and put it on the pregnant belly. Don't do it. I did that. Personally, I thought it was very funny. Very, very funny. Robyn, not so much.
No, the worst part was because I had both hands doing something, and it literally just sat right there. So, it was not funny, but it's okay. I still love him.
You should. You should love me this much. Times infinity.
Maybe.
Squared.
So, we've been not on for the last 2 weeks. We'll have a video out about the headache that is...
Was it really a headache?
Formerly known as freckles.
But was it really?
Was it really?
Was it really?
I feel like it really was.
I think it really was too.
And then and then I got sick last week. So that was why we didn't go on this past week, because I was miserable. Jonathan said, LOL, the belly shelf. Sad part is she's probably just put it on my belly and said, hold it yourself. That's awesome. And don't say Prego. It's all in there.
Ooh, that was funny.
So yeah, so we had
Good night, Industrial Homestead. Thanks for coming by.
by.
Hope you hit the subscribe button and the bell.
So we last week, Wednesday, I guess it was, Wednesday morning, I started feeling kind of sick to my stomach, but kind of queasy, not throwing up or anything. But by Wednesday afternoon, I was really not feeling well, and I rushed back to the house, and we were dealing with, Jason and the girls were dealing with a situation where they needed me to go run to the feed and seed real quick. So I ran to the feed and seed, came back, and I handed Jason what I got, and he happened to brush up against me, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't feel really good. And he did what he always does. He's like, slapped his hand on my forehead. And I was like, ow. He goes, you're burning up. And I was like, okay. No, I did not get COVID. So he's like, go lay down. And I'm like, all right. So I went and laid down, and I didn't wake up until Thursday morning, I guess. But I ran a fever,
102.
102-ish fever, for a couple of days.
Almost 130.
And the thing that was crazy is that I was talking to Deanna, naturally NC. She's a nurse, and she is fairly close to our area. So the stuff that's going on regionally, she kind of, knows what's going on. And what do you see?
Nothing.
And so I asked her, and she was like, there's this nasty stomach bug going around right now. But the good news is it's only about 36 hours. So you should be okay in a day or two. And I'm like, all right. So I was holding on to that. So all day Thursday, I was sick, had to miss work. I didn't move hardly at all. And the few people that I did talk to will tell you that I was useless. I was not my chipper self. It was bad. So, and I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't keep anything. I didn't throw up, but I'll let you infer what that means. But it was bad. I couldn't keep anything in my system. Water, Pringles, it didn't matter. And because I had cut out most of my sugar, I couldn't tolerate the Powerade because it was too sweet. Like, even watering it down was not good. So, Friday, woke up, still had the fever. But I'm thinking, man, 36 hours, I should be done with this soon. I'm telling you, even Saturday, I still, and I'll be completely honest with you, I didn't get completely right until yesterday.
You're still not even right.
So,
in the head.
Well, yeah. But, I was still dealing. So what I'm thinking, I don't think it was a stomach bug. I am starting to lean towards some kind of foodborne thing. Whether it was E. coli, salmonella, whatever. I feel like it's probably, I feel like it had to be something foodborne because and like my stomach cramped up like super bad to the point where like I felt like I was dry heaving, but not on the upside, if that makes sense. And it was horrible. Like I even told Jason, I was like, I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy because it was horrible.
I don't know. I got some.
I know that you want to be able to give everybody instant diarrhea, but
yes, and I'm still praying for that, but God is not granting me that superpower.
So, but I'm on the mend now. I'm finally got a little bit of my appetite back, but I'm still not trusting a fart.
I pray all the time, especially in heavy traffic, that the Lord grants me when we're sitting around a lot of people, that's the question I always ask. If you could pray and God would grant you a superpower,
right? What
would it be? Mine is with my left hand. If I point at you, instant diarrhea. If I point at you with my right hand, an uncontrollable sneezing fit.
So the doctors that I've dealt with actually did tell me to drink Powerade, not Gatorade, but Powerade, because Powerade not only has electrolytes, but it also has vitamins in it. So we normally do we normally do Powerade and Pringles. But it may be that that's something special because of the C word. There might be something different there. But we've always been told Powerade. And now, we even tried, because didn't you guys try to give me the no sugar kind too?
Yeah.
And it was just not, it was way too sweet for me. I couldn't do it. So, I just chopped. So, I couldn't, it was really bad. So I drank a lot of water. I never got dehydrated, thank God. I think I was close a couple of times. That's one thing. Deanna kept checking in on me, and she's like, does your mouth feel dry? And there was a point where my mouth was starting to feel dry, but I was very quick to drink some more water, but it was a chore because no sooner would it go in, it felt like it was going right back out. So that was rough. And the worst part is a good part of our drama was going on during that time frame. And so I'm trying to, get better so that I can help. And, I couldn't do anything. Even Saturday, I tried to help Saturday. That sneezing fit would be a double curse for Subway because some folks can't laugh without needing a towel. I know, right?
I'm just saying.
April, how was your vacation? Did you have a good little respite?
Well, hello, Christy. How are you this evening? Well, I was really kind of hoping to see the Naked Gardeners come in here tonight, but I know they're probably dealing with
They're probably de-stressing.
With stuff and kind of de-stressing. But those of you that are in the nation or even friends with Sydney and Tori know that they lost a family member this week. They lost Sydney's dad. And I want us to take a moment. I want the chat box to freeze, if we could. And I want to take a moment and have a moment of silence to honor Pops, Sydney's dad. Because not only was he Sid's dad, but he was a retired police officer and a veteran. So, everybody, let's just stop typing in the chat, and let's just take a moment, say a silent prayer, send some well wishes, whatever it is that you believe, to Sydney and Tori and his family. So for healing and to be able to help the process of grieving and whatnot go quickly. We got to talk to Pops for a very short time on his birthday. We sang him happy birthday in our helium voice. And he, from what we heard, he absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So if you could, guys, for just a few seconds, no more typing in the chat box, and let's have a moment of silence for Pops. Alright, guys, thank you so much for that. If you get some time this week, go check out the Naked Gardeners channel. Send him some love. Hit him up on Facebook, Instagram. They have it all. And
they probably won't be putting out some videos for a little while, so check out some of their old stuff. That'll definitely help them out.
Yeah. And, tell them we sent you. Just go over there. Show them some love as they deal with everything that goes with losing a family member. We met Sid 2 years ago. 2 years now? 2 years ago when he was doing some work here. It was shortly after they got on that vegan kick of theirs. And when we first had Sydney come over,
I knew nothing. I barely even knew who he was.
Robyn tried to feed him fried chicken.
I didn't try. I did.
Yeah, Robyn fed him fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
So,
and he had meat sweats the whole way home, he said.
And he started becoming a regular here with the food. He spent Thanksgiving with us. He spent some holidays with us. And we just became really good friends with them. Absolutely just love them to death and super excited about now that they've got their forever homestead.
What all they're going to do with it.
What all they're going to do with it and everything like that. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
So, What's on the agenda for this week, Jason?
Oh boy, on the agenda this week,
Because this is kind of a weird week. We got a break right in the beginning on
Mhm.
Tuesday. I'm not going to work. We got some running to do, and then the following weekend is 4th of July weekend, so we'll have a long weekend. I'm hoping to be able to pass by our favorite farmer's market to pick up some cabbage so that we can make more sauerkraut.
yeah, we're low. We did an inventory, and we got 6 jars left. 6 jars of from 200 pounds of cabbage.
No.
Yeah, because we got didn't we do it 4 times and there were 50 pounds a week? We did at least 3. Don't be looking at me.
But the very first time we did it, we processed all 50 pounds of the cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
This past year, we had something going on when we got the cabbage, and it sat, and half of it ended up having to go to the pigs. So that's why we didn't have nearly as many
Our
jars.
pigs taste like sauerkraut.
Probably. So what we're going to end up doing, because I know that I'm going to have an extra day this week coming, I know, look at here.
The Naked Gardeners. Yeah, you got here a little late. We just got done, Sydney Tori, we just got done having a moment of silence for Pops and honoring him, not only because he's Sydney's dad, but because he's a retired police officer and a veteran. We love you guys, and we know. I hope you guys are able to feel the love and support that comes from this.
She whispered twice, Jason.
From this community. We love you guys, and we're here for you, and so is everybody else.
Yeah. So, but the last time we processed, we maybe only processed 10 or 15 pounds of cabbage, so it wasn't nearly as much as we normally do.
I know we've been eating
But we have been eating a lot of it. So, I'm set to go through that area Wednesday, I think. So even if we don't do anything with it Wednesday, Thursday, by Friday it'll be fine.
And the nice thing about that little farmer's market thing right there, you can actually ride by their fields.
Well, that's what I told you, right? The last time I drove past there, I was like, they're going to have a really good cabbage.
Oh, if those two fight, I'm going to snatch the camera.
Who?
You guys may see a little bit of jumping around, but it looks like we got 2 blue herons in my pond that are... Yeah, there's one, the one over there, and now there's one on the dock. You gotta be able to see the one on the dock, and they're kind of facing off, this is my pond, homie. Up,
funny.
up. No, he ran him off on the other side of it.
Maybe it was a boy and a girl.
No, I don't know, because then he'd have been like,
"Hey, baby, what's up?"
Come over here and harvest the love, baby. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm pretty sure that they had a really good, because when I was driving through, it was nothing but cabbage everywhere, and I was like, and I told him, I said, I drove right by the farm.